Hello, sure teachers! Today's topic is the importance of preserving academic rigor in our instruction for MLLs. The most critical reason for integrating content in language is that we do not compromise grade-level rigor of academic instruction when teaching our second language learners. Let me illustrate what I mean. Let's imagine that we had to move to Germany and start attending a school for native German-speaking students. Reading and writing in German would be very challenging since we don't quite understand and communicate in the language yet. The biggest problem, I assume, is that even though we may not access learning because of the language barrier, our brains remain capable of and still need to learn age-appropriate academic concepts. However, we will be assigned to simple and somewhat rudimentary learning content if the focus of our learning is only to develop our German literacy skills. If we support our second language learners with content-based language instruction, integrating content and language, we can meet their cognitive need for rigorous learning and develop their English literacy skills in meaningful academic contexts. Let's say that you have an emerging MLL in your third grade classroom. She arrived in the US a few months ago and she can speak simple English words with accent. She attended school regularly in her home country and is literate in her first language. We often attempt to support English development of students like her by teaching basic English vocabulary and speech patterns that would match her current English proficiency level, using very simple texts. Here, academic rigor is compromised since such texts do not render themselves to the rigorous academic content that she's capable of mastering otherwise. What then will happen when we integrate content and language? Let's say that we support this MLL student to access her third grade science content, Fruits and Seeds, where students compare and contrast unique properties and functions of fruit and seeds. In this lesson, students answer guiding questions such as why one fruit has more or less seeds from another fruit, and why different kinds of plants disperse their seeds in different ways. As the teacher makes this science content comprehensible through content sheltering strategies such as visuals, TPR, and GLAD comparative input chart, the emerging MLLs are also exposed to basic English vocabulary in describing the properties of seeds. Size, tiny, small, large. Color, black, white, brown, yellow, green. Shape, round, flat, spiny, winged. Texture, hard, soft, rough, smooth. Number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In rich and meaningful context of her grade-level academic rigor, that is, properties and functions of seeds in their dispersal to preserve the life of the plants. Instead of just teaching these adjectives in isolation, we can attach them to meaningful content like science. If the teacher only focused on the English skills of this MLL, she could have been introduced to simple language structure such as is adjective. Apples are red and round. To name and describe size, color, and shape of the familiar objects, which requires lower cognitive and academic rigor. However, because the teacher integrates science content and language development, she's now using a similar language structure. This seed is adjective for dispersal, to inform and explain the relationship between seeds traits and plant survival, and to compare and contrast these traits among different kinds of seeds. The third grade science content here is preserving the academic rigor that she needs in her present schooling, and she is learning academic language functions that are appropriate for her age. The 2020 edition of the WIDA ELD Standards Framework is here to guide educators to set high expectations for all students and provide access for multilingual learners to rich, standards-based grade-level content. In the next vlog, we will talk about how integrating content and language helps MLLs to build English proficiency as they use English as a tool to dig into academic contents. Thank you for watching, and see you again as we unpack WIDA.